Again, today is 30th December, and today we have to cover not one, not two, not three, but four newspaper. That is like 4 days newspaper. The primary attraction or the traction will be 30th December, but we will also. Today is 30th December, and today we have to cover not one. So again, I can hear my voice, everything is fine, and if there is any issue, you people are always there to tell me. So we will go like we'll first do 30th December, then 25th, then 24th, then 23rd. So let's not waste any time. Let's start the discussion. My name is Shubham Sagar. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. And again, this is my Telegram channel. I'll be sharing this into analysis PDF by 9:30 a.m. So you can download it from there. And what else, guys? Yesterday, I gave you people this particular question, right? Which of the following best describes .com era? So any idea, anyone, what is the basic meaning of the term? Like we have talked about .com era, AI bubble. I think yesterday we took one article of 19th December where we have talked about all these things. Good morning, Anandu. So what is the answer of MCQ 10, Anandu? What best describes the dot-com era? A period when computers were first invented, a phase of rapid rise and collapse of internet-based companies, a phase of government monopoly over the internet, a phase of global cyber warfare. Any has given the answer, a phase of rapid rise and collapse of internet-based companies. Very good, yeah. So now let's move on and let's talk about, and let's come back to the present and let's talk about today's article page. And this is today's article. Today is 30th December. Page number 11, explainer. GS2, GS3. India-New Zealand free trade agreement has happened. This is the news. This is one of the fastest FTA done by India. Like they have done it in a record time, which is actually good. And this is coming at a time when India needs to diversify its export market, why it needs to diversify its export market, because we are facing issues from US and its tariff policies. So in that regard, this FTA matters a lot. In previous Hindu analysis also, whenever we have talked about these things, whenever we have talked about FTA, we have talked about CESA, SEPA. So there is another term here, PTA, FTA, then CESA, and then SEPA. So just remember this chronology, guys. This is important. You have to keep it in mind. Good morning, Kurija. So PTA, FTA, CESA, and SEPA. This is the chronology. PTA is the first preferential trade agreement. Then you have free trade agreement. Then you have comprehensive economic cooperation and the CESA. And then you have comprehensive economic partnership agreement, SEPA. So SEPA is the most holistic of them all. PTA is like what happens in free trade agreement. In free trade agreement, you know, for most of the goods, what they will decide, two countries will decide that they will not impose tariff on quid pro quo basis. You will not impose tariff on our goods, we will not impose tariff on your goods. So this is FTA, most of the goods. But in PTA, for some of the goods, this whole tariff is one step towards FTA. So keep these points in mind. They can give you these terms, guys. They can give you preferential trade agreement, free trade agreement, CESA and SEPA, and they can tell you to arrange them. So we had done this FTA with New Zealand, and this is actually good because we are diversifying our export market because of US uncertainties. But then there are some other things also which is there in this article. There are some issues. What are those issues? We have not opened our dairy and agriculture market. So dairy and agriculture, this is beyond New Zealand's FTA. So this is like it is not covered in India New Zealand FTA. Why? Because we want to protect our domestic farmers, vulnerable farmers. According to agriculture census, 86% of farmers in India, they belong to small and marginal category. We have to protect them from, and again, New Zealand is anyway a pioneer in dairy and agriculture sector. So if we allow this FTA to extend to dairy and agriculture, cheaper dairy and agriculture products will come to India, thereby hampering India's farmers. But now in New Zealand, there is a coalition government there. And that coalition government is not very happy with why New Zealand excluded dairy and agriculture from this FTA. So they are not very happy. Some of the ministers are also there who are saying certain stuff. Then in India, there is another apprehension that generally with most of these FTAs, the other countries benefited a lot. They export more and we import them a lot, right? So our trade deficit will widen. This is one concern which is there in Indian circle. Oh my God. And that coalition government is not very happy with why New Zealand excluded dairy and agriculture from this FTA. So they are not very happy. Some of the ministers are also there who are saying certain stuff. Then in India, there is another apprehension that generally with most of these FTAs, the other countries benefited a lot. They export more and we import them a lot, right? So our trade deficit will widen. This is If you can hear me, do tell me. Oh my god, no, no. There is a buffering problem. Can I continue? Anyone, can you hear me? Yes, sir. Oh, Annie. So let me continue. Like again. Whenever I stop now, I feel like there's some issues, and that can happen here. The weather is very, very foggy right now in Gurgaon. Okay, okay, Kirija. Okay, Annie. So let's continue. I thought that the buffering thing has again started. Whenever that problem is there, please remind me, write it in the comment section because I go in the flow, guys. So yeah, because I mute myself. Yeah. So I think it's fine. Let's continue. So hope you're understanding the basic rationale here. First thing first, I have told you the basic gist about this whole thing. Let me rewind what I just said. So India New Zealand FTA has happened. So FTA is the second process. First of all, you have PTA, Preferential Trade Agreement, then FTA, then CESA and SEPA. In PTA, some of the goods they will not have tariffs. In FTA, many of the goods will not have tariffs on quid pro quo basis, and then CESA and SEPA, which covers services, which covers cooperation in other regions as well. Audible? The second process. First of all, you have PTA. I can hear myself, Anandu. Other people, am I audible? Annie and Kirija, they are saying that I am audible. So if there are other issues again, you can tell me. So what I was telling you. So again, and again the concern is dairy and agriculture excluded. New Zealand is not very happy with it. India's other concern is most of these FTAs generally favor the opposing country and the other country. That can happen in this scenario as well. New Zealand may export more than India. So these are the things which has to be allayed, and we have to take care of that as the thing progresses. Very good. So Annie is saying that I'm audible. So key features of India New Zealand FTA concluded in December, fastest negotiated FTA free trade agreement completed in 9 months. New Zealand will impose zero duty on 100% of India's export. India will reduce tariff on 95% of New Zealand imports. And that's why this is FTA and not PTA. In PTA, you have these, duty, zero duty on some of the goods and not all of the goods. Cool. Cool. So where were we? India comments again, you can read all these things. Benefits for India, enhanced access to New Zealand market. The exporters who were denied US market now, they can focus their energy on New Zealand market. That is one good thing about this whole India New Zealand FTA. You can read the other things. IT engineering, yoga workers, students, they will get extended post study visa. So everything is good, and this is also enhancing our soft power. Currently what happens, I was in Punjab. So earlier people in Punjab, they used to go to, not only in Punjab, like other regions also, they used to go to US and Canada. Now they are moving more and more towards Australia and New Zealand, especially New Zealand. New Zealand is awesome, guys. So we have 5% Indian diaspora. And again, this whole thing, India New Zealand FTA will strengthen our presence in New Zealand, our diaspora. The contact will increase, and thereby the soft power will increase. That's what this article is talking about. Cool. Expected to double bilateral trade, blah blah blah. You can read this. Women-led negotiation team had done this thing in the record possible time, which says, like again, which is a great example of women empowerment. Read all these things in your free time. Let's focus on the important things here. India, what are the other caveats? The important points of this FTA that we did not allow them access to dairy and agriculture, as we have discussed earlier. And why we did not allow them? Because 86% of farmers in India are small and marginal according to agriculture census. So this is a very sensitive sector for us. And dairy and agriculture anyway, New Zealand are very good in that. So the cheaper import from New Zealand will hamper our Indian farmers. So key items excluded: milk, cheese, butter, yogurt. You can see all these things. Reason to protect Indian farmers and small industries, and that's why New Zealand is not very happy. Some of the coalition members of this coalition government in New Zealand, they're not very happy. But New Zealand will still help us in improving the efficacy and the productivity of these fruits. You can read this. Strategic importance, blah blah blah. It will reduce dependence on EU, US, and China, and we need more export market. In that regard, this whole FTA will play a crucial role. Aligns with Make in India technology transfer, because New Zealand has said that they will help us in improving productivity of these crops through technology transfer. So again, that thing is there, and comes from a decline, blah blah blah. You read this, you know this. We have talked about this. Now, what are the criticism? So there are good things, that it will increase soft power, trade will increase, investment will increase, export import will increase. That is awesome. The bad things we have just seen. From New Zealand perspective, dairy and agriculture. From India's perspective, most of these FTAs, whatever FTAs or PTAs or CESA or SEPA we have, generally the other country benefits. So it may widen our trade deficit. That means we may import more than we export. Concerns remain about real blah blah blah. Learn from past underperforming FTAs. So we have to learn, like, why in most of these FTAs India is importing more rather than exporting. So we have to improve domestic competitiveness. We have to ensure quality standards. All these things will ensure that our export is, becoming more and more competitive in global market. And you can read all the other stuff. Hope you understood. The basic rationale here is to understand the difference between PTA, FTA. First of all, first PTA, then FTA, then you have CESA, and then fourth is SEPA. SEPA is the most comprehensive, and we have talked about it, 1,000 different times earlier. So keep it in mind. It is actually important, guys. Now let's solve some questions so that you can remember stuff in a much better manner. India accelerating FTA due to is mainly to what? Or due to or to is fine. What is the answer of this question, guys?